ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नारायणं गुरुं वन्दे शरण्यं भक्तबान्धवं गौरमनुविष्टं पूर्णां राधदास्यं प्रदायकं निरुपानुगचार्यवर्यां रूपमञ्जरिप्रेष्ठकं पतितपावनबन्धवां युगाचार्य नारायणं राधापक्षे राधाप्रिये राधाप्रणाय सेविके राधानन्दविदायिने रामनमञ्जारी चरणं वन्दे। श्रीवर्षभानुविदयितमाधवदासप्रियं श्रीनारायणनाथदासनुदास भारती स्वरूपं त्रिनादपि सुनिचता भक्तिविज्ञानसारम् अनुकूलेन गुरुवैष्णवसेवानुशीलनम् वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। श्यामसुन्दर श्रीकन्धशेखर स्मिरहासरि मुरली मनोहर राधिकरसिकमं कृपानिधे स्वप्रियाचरण किङ्करीं कुरु। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवास्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। राधेश कैरि प्रभुता विनोदा विन्यास विज्ञं व्रजवन्दितङ्घ्रिं कृपालुद्यतदा किल विश्ववन्द्यां श्रीपूर्णमसिं शिरसा नमामि। वृन्दावनावनिपते जय सोम सोममौले सनाकसनन्दन सनातनो नारदेद्य गोपेश्वरा ब्रजविलासी जुगङ्घ्रिपादुमे प्रेमा प्रयाच निरुपादी नमो नमस्ते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramardatam Shri Guru Padapadam, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Ashtotara Sata Shrimad Sabhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev, and also to my most worshipable Shiksha and Sannyasa Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Ashtotara Sata Srimad Shri Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to all Shri Rupado Gauriya Guru Varga, to all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here, my most respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all the Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. So, from the past 2 days, we've been hearing different aspects of our relationship with Gurudev, and also the different aspects of the relationship with Srimati Radhika, and also the different relationships of the Gopis and the Srimati Radhika, and also the position of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now we should also understand what is our relationship with Mahaprabhu. This is how we should see Mahaprabhu. And how Mahaprabhu, he is chanting, and what he is seeing when he is chanting. So, Krishna, he wants that we should be one-pointed, Ananya. We have discussed that a few days ago. You should be one-pointed to Krishna, right? But how can you worship Mahaprabhu also? At the same time, you worshiping Krishna. How can we be one-pointed to Krishna if we also worshiping Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu? How will it be possible? So Gurudeva is explaining we have to be able to reconcile that. Otherwise, we cannot be one-pointed. If we try to worship many different deities, like Sitaram and Nrsimhadev, Shiva, etc., then we are not being one-pointed. And what will happen is that we will not be able to get the full mercy of any one of them. All of them want one-pointedness. If you worship many gods, many incarnations of the Lord, then none of them will really feel that you just want Him. And He will be unable to give you His full mercy. Something will be there, definitely, because this is transcendental, Chinmaya Vastu, but not fully. Ultimately, he will ask where he wants to go, I don't know. He's worshipping me and so many others, but where he wants to go, with whom he wants to stay forever, that I cannot say. So therefore, his mercy cannot be there. So, in our altar, we have Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. But Krishna is saying you have to be one-pointed to me. Means Krishna and his Shakti is not different. So Krishna means Radha Krishna. Okay? But what to speak of Mahaprabhu? Okay, you may argue that Mahaprabhu is not different from Radha Krishna.
Yes.
But in fact Mahaprabhu is also different. He is different and non-different. Yes. He is inconceivably different and non-different. He is different, then because he is different, his worship is also different, his mood is different, everything is different. His abode in Goloka Vrindavan also separated, also different. So how can we be one-pointed to Krishna and still worship Mahaprabhu also? So then Srila Gurudeva is explaining. The only way is when we see Mahaprabhu as Guru. Mahaprabhu is Guru. Mahaprabhu, he has come to play the role of a devotee of Krishna. So he is Guru. So worship Guru and Krishna, there is no objection. Because Guru is teaching you how to be one-pointed to Krishna. So by worshipping Guru, automatically you also be one-pointed to Krishna, because Guru wants you to be one-pointed. So that worship to Guru is not harmful, because Guru is not our Ishtadeva. But in the matter of our Ishtadev, that should be exclusive, one-pointed. Correct? So apani korimu bhakta bhavangi kari, apani shikamu bhakta, apani korimu bhakta, apani achari bhakti, shikamu savare. Mahaprabhu has come to play the role of a devotee. He has become a bhakta. Why? Because he wants to teach the whole world by his own example how to serve Krishna. That is clear. Mahaprabhu is a devotee of Krishna. Not devotee of Ram, not devotee of Nrsimhadev, not devotee of any other incarnation. He is devotee of Krishna. So now we have two ways to go and understand. First way is that what Mahaprabhu is thinking when he is chanting, and who Mahaprabhu is representing in fact. As a devotee, Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radha. Right? So, it's very interesting because when Mahaprabhu, he is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the meaning of Mahamantra is different. What is the meaning of Mahamantra for us? For us, Mahamantra means, Hare means the vocative of Hara, which means Radha. Krishna means Krishna. And Ram means Radha Raman Krishna. Ramaniya Krishna. Krishna who is sporting with Radha in the groves of Vrindavan. This is the meaning of Mahamantra. Means Radha Krishna together. Sometimes meeting, sometimes separation. Hare Krishna meeting. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare separation. Again, Hare Rama meeting. Rama Rama, Hare Hare separation. But if Mahaprabhu is Radha, if he is in the mood of Radha, chanting, Radha cannot chant her own name.
Yeah, exactly.
Radha is not calling for her own name. So Hare means vocative of Hari. Is only Krishna. Hare has double meaning. Hare can be calling Hari or calling Hara. It is in the same word. So when Mahaprabhu is chanting Hare Krishna, he is not thinking Radha Krishna. He is thinking only Krishna. Because he is Radha. In the mood of Radha. He has come to chant his own name. Krishna Varnam Tuisha Krishna Sango Pangashta Parshadam Jagay Sankirtana Pray Jadantihi Sumedasaha. Mahaprabhu has given up his, Krishna has given up his blackish complexion. Appear in the non-blackish complexion, means Krishna. And he's chanting his own name. So, in that case, he's no longer Krishna. The one who is chanting this is Radha. So, but we don't want to serve actually only Krishna in the way Radha is serving. We want to serve the divine couple. But not only that, we want to serve under guidance of Srimati Radhika. So, Srila Gurudev very nicely explained and he made things very clear for us. For example, the book Krishna Karnamrita by Vibhamangala Thakur. Mahaprabhu used to relish that. Very beautiful verses describing about Krishna. And in one particular verse, Vibhamangala Thakur, he is describing the beauty of Krishna, but he starts from his lotus feet. This is the very first verse. He described the lotus feet of Krishna. And he's saying that Radha is worshipping, doing arati for that lotus feet. But if we follow this mood of Mahaprabhu, then we will not be able to actually be one pointed to Srimati Radhika. Then Srila Gurudev explained, actually for us Gauriyas, this verse is not, expressing the real feelings. For us it should be the opposite. For us it should be that Krishna is worshipping the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. So for us, being one-pointed is only if we become one-pointed to Srimati Radhika. Krishna. I gave the meaning yesterday. Krishna. Krishna Nushilanam. To please Srimati Radhika. To serve under the guidance of Srimati Radhika. This is Uttama Bhakti. So, when Krishna is doing his Leela through Mahaprabhu, we should not try to imitate in his moods, because his moods means Naika Bhav. Naika Bhav means heroine. He is rather trying to meet with Krishna. He is rather calling for Krishna in separation. Mahaprabhu is going, he is in Gambhira. In Gambhira, Rai Ramananda and Swarup Damodar, they are reciting many different verses from Bhagavatam, from Chandidas, from Jayadeva Goswami's songs, from Bipal Mangala Thakur, to stimulate the mood of Radha. So Radha can then Krishna can take that mood and relish that, understand that. Then Mahaprabhu, he is locked inside this Gambhira. Gambhira means one room inside another room. No windows. Only one door, small door. Then he is locked inside that room. Outside, Govinda and Swarup Damodar, Ramananda is sleeping or they are staying there. But during the night, they are hearing the sounds of Mahaprabhu inside the room. What Mahaprabhu is doing? He is crashing himself against the wall in separation. He is trying to come out of the room. He is rubbing his face against the wall, trying to get out. And finally, they stop hearing the sounds of Mahaprabhu. And when they open the door, Mahaprabhu is not there. How Mahaprabhu come out of that room? Very mystical. And then they now searching for Mahaprabhu. And they go to Jagannath temple. They look and then they find Mahaprabhu with the cows on the street in front of Sinhadwara, unconscious, in the middle of the cows and the prasada and the garbage there, completely senseless. In the mood of Radha, when she's waiting for Krishna to return to Vrindavan. So we cannot follow this mood. For us, this is not our object of bhajan. Not our object of bhajan. This is specifically Krishna's object of bhajan. So we have to be able to very clearly understand where will you find nourishment for our bhajan. Only in the writings of Rupa Raghunath, in Vilapa Kusmanjali, and other books which describe the very mood of the Manjaris, Radharasa Sudhanidhi of Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad, and other books. The Goswamis, they can actually make us one-pointed. So the other day I was explaining how Radha has this Madhya Bhav mood towards Krishna. Means she's saying Krishna is mine, right? And we can also say Gurudev is mine, my Gurudev, right? But towards Srimati Radhika, what is the mood that the Manjaris have? They are not saying Radha, you are mine. They are saying Tavi Vasmi, Najvami Toya Bina, Tivigaya Radhitvam Nayamam Charanam Tike. Radha, I am yours, I am yours. Their mood is that I am yours, I am I am sold out to you. I am a maid servant. I am a maid servant. You can do whatever is required. I am ready. I'm ready to serve at any moment, at any time. So, this we cannot find in the literature of Bibhamangala Thakur, of Jayadeva Goswami, and others. We cannot find. So these books, they can help us up to some extent. Up to some extent. In a general way, when we are gradually developing, our sadhana bhajan, we can get nourishment. But when you want to become one-pointed to Srimati Radhika, then you have to dive deep in the books of Rupa Raghunath, Ujjala Nilmani, especially the books of Raghunath Das Goswami, because he is the Prayojanacharya. Prayojana means the goal. He is the one. Why he is the Prayojanacharya? Why not Rupa Goswami? Because he is the one who is actually describing how we should be one-pointed to Rupa Manjari. And then Rupa Manjari is telling how to be one-pointed to Radha. But Rupa Manjari will not say to be one-pointed to her. But if you are not one-pointed to Rupa Manjari, then you cannot be one-pointed to Radha. Therefore, Prayojanacharya is called Raghunath Das Goswami. Understand the point? It's very clear. It means that we have to go under Anugatya always. Even to become a Rupa Anuga, you have to be under guidance. We cannot be directly under guidance of Rupa Goswami unless we have taken guidance from those who are under his guidance. So this is the real process that Srila Gurudev is giving to us. Very clear. So if we think that Mahaprabhu is like a guru, and he's teaching by example because he's Acharya, he's saying Acharya Shikamu Bhavangi Kari. Acharya means the one who teaches by example, right? But we cannot follow all that Mahaprabhu is doing, because Mahaprabhu is doing very specific kind of bhajan, which is in his relationship with Radha and Krishna. How Radha can meet with Krishna. The mood of Radha inside Mahaprabhu is mood of separation, mood of looking for. Kaha, Brajendra Nandan. So in that mood, Mahaprabhu is always looking, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? He is mad behind Krishna. But we don't need to be like that. So there are many subtleties in this process, many subtle things. Actually, to do bhajan in proper way, it requires a lot of attention, because one small detail can make a huge difference. The more deep you go, the more subtle things become. The more deep you go, more subtle things. One small detail will make a huge change and become even rasavas many times. Like that. So, therefore, we should be careful. For example, Srila Gurudev is saying in the worship of Nrsimhadev, if you sing for Nrsimhadev in front of Radha Krishna cannot stay there, they will run away. They will run away. Because these two rasas, these two bhav cannot be together. One is Vaikuntha bhav, one is Vrindavan, Braja bhav. Cannot be together. So if you sing for Nrsimhadev during Mangalarati, Radha Krishna, they will run away from there. Or they will say, after you finish all your prayers, to Radha Krishna in the proper mood. Then you can go to another place, and if you want to do any prayer for Nrsimhadev, it's okay, but not too much. Not too much, not every day, little. But it's true, for some devotees, Gurudev gave Nrsimha mantra and told them, okay, you chant every day for Nrsimhadev. But for few devotees, according to their own necessity, according to their own faith, And also, Gurudev gave also Radha mantra, Radha Gayatri to also some devotees. But why he is not giving to everybody? Because it's not required. But devotees, they not having much faith in what Gurudev is giving, so they are asking for something more, something else. Gurudev is giving whatever our Guru Varga is giving. Gopal mantra, Kam Gayatri, Guru mantra, Guru Gayatri, Guru mantra, like that. But devotees, they come to Gurudev and say, Gurudev, I want Radha Gayatri. Please give to me Radha Gayatri. So Gurudev, okay. If you need that to do your bhajan, to be fixed, okay, then you take it. But it's not required. Because in Gopal mantra, in Kama Gayatri, everything is there. In Brahma Gayatri, everything is there. Everything is there. All this Manjari Bhav, everything is there. So, in this way, first of all, very much faithful with what Gurudev is giving, and faithful that this process will give the fruits that we desire. This is a very truthful process, but it requires three things: Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya. Enthusiasm, firm faith in the words of Guru and Shastra, and patience. Patience to wait for the proper bhajan to become mature and to fructify. Otherwise, without patience, we will think that I must get bhakti tomorrow, and if I'm not getting, this process is bogus. But not like that. It may take many lifetimes. In Anartha Nivritti stage, you can stay, Gurudev was saying, hundreds of lives. Depending on how much greed you have to develop. According to that greed, then you can come out quickly. But if there is no greed, then you become like up and down. Up and down in bhakti. Sometimes doing a lot, sometimes not doing anything. Sometimes doing a lot, sometimes not doing anything. This is due to Anartha Nivritti process. Anarthas are like a very ferocious ocean, like in a storm. Many waves are coming and diving you inside the water and suffocating you. After some time you come out of the water, then you quickly breathe like desperate, you push some air, and then when you think everything will be okay again, another wave will come and knock you down. These are anarthas. So we have to be very patient and very greedy, and do as much as we can. Try not to waste a single moment. Very, very important. As much as we can, you should do, and should go strong, like in army. Gurudev, he used to say, this should be followed like army process. Discipline, time, organization, regularity. Then strong sadhana will come. If you let things go in a casuality, in a casual way, okay, maybe when opportunity will come or when we have to make it. We have to make it. We have to somehow manage. Wake up 10 minutes before, 20 minutes before, wake up, do some japa, do some chanting, do some prayers, read one verse, anything like that. Again, some free time, okay, reading or chanting more, doing anything we have to do. Always with Harikatha, hearing Harikatha. Nowadays so much technology is available. We can be connected with Gurudev all the time. Always hearing his Harikatha. And then like that, this greed will make us progress very fast. Like that. And especially, we should always try to remain under guidance and association of Rasik Bhavuka Vaishnavas. Those who are established, at least in Bhav, because they can actually give and nourish us accordingly. Like that. So, in this way, many subtleties are there in this process. Many subtleties. How we understand Mahaprabhu, how we understand our Gurudev, how we understand our Guru Varga. So, with this mood of Tatat Bhavichamai, of the Manjaris, means trying to follow the desire of Radha. Therefore, Raghunath Das Goswami, he is addressing his prayer. Tave vasmi na jivami toyavina tivigay radhitam naimam chariti. I'm always putting my life at your lotus feet. I'm surrendering everything to you. I am yours. I am yours. I have no personal schedule. I have no personal issue. Issue no means business. My life is for you. Whatever you do, then you can do. That mood also we can apply to Srila Gurudev. So therefore, in this song is saying, Amito tomar, tumito amar, ke kaj apana kohe. Means, I am yours and you are mine. In that case, we can apply both for Srila Gurudev. We can say he is my Gurudev, but also I am his. I am his instrument. I am his purchased servant. In that way, in that mood. And Srila Gurudev, with his very strong discipline, he will make us real disciple. Disciple means the one who is following the discipline. If we cannot follow discipline of Guru, then how we become disciple? Srila Gurudev one time told that he was with a group of Western devotees. It was in early 96, 97, like that. They came to India for, parikrama like that. Many devotees started coming from 96, 97. And Gurudev told, I have to be very careful when I talk to all of you, when I address all of you. Because if I pinch you slightly, you give me up, you go away, and you give up bhakti also. Because you cannot tolerate chastisement. Western mind culture, they cannot tolerate chastisement. But with those here, then he pointed to Madhav Maharaj, Tirtha Maharaj and Bon Maharaj. But with those here, I can beat them bitterly and they will never give me up. But with all of you, I have to be very careful. So is it what we want? That Gurudev will be careful with us? No. Then it's not a real disciple's relationship with Guru. No. So to be chastised by Gurudev, this is the greatest mercy. Greatest mercy means Gurudev is taking you as his own. Because he will never chastise those who he feels that is not completely surrendered to him. Not like. So Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to say that he's saying the sadhus, they are ready to cut all the anarthas of the disciples, of the devotees, like the butcher with the knife in hands, ready to slaughter the goat with very harsh words, he's saying. Very harsh words. These harsh words of Guru is actually the heavy, like scrubbing of our anarthas, of our dirty in our heart. When you don't clean something for a long time, you cannot just mop it. You have to scrub very hard. So this is the condition of our hearts. Millions and millions of lives not cleaning. Now we want to clean. Cannot be soft. Therefore Gurudev's chastisement was the heaviest. You can see all our Guru Varga, very heavy, all time, but only with those who can take it. Those who cannot take it, they're too much sensitive. They will cry and they will go away. Oh, Gurudev don't like me, Gurudev is chastising me. Then he's going away. So therefore Gurudev also very careful. After Gurudev started preaching the West, he changed so much his mood. Changed so much. Anything he disagreeing with then devotees becoming upset and arguing with him and saying many things, because Western minded people is very, very immature, very immature. They're not ready to take chastisement. But this is a great mercy. If Guru is praising you so much in front of everybody, if Guru is speaking all this good about you, you should understand there is something wrong with you. Yes. But if in public or in any other circumstance Gurudev is chastising you and saying you are bogus, you are this, great. Gurudev is showing that I can defame you, I can smash you in front of everyone. You don't say anything because you are mine. Gurudev is testing also, no? Many times. Testing. He wants to see what his disciple wants. He wants fame. He's with me because of fame, position, and worship, many things. If I will chastise him in front of everybody, let's see what he will do. Like that. So, our Guru Varga is very heavy. This is the meaning of Guru. Guru means heavy. This Gurutta, the quality of Guru, means heaviness. It should be heavier than anything else in this world. Otherwise, Maya will always win. If your Guru is very light, then Maya is heavier, then you are finished. You always go to side of Maya. But the Guru has to be very heavy. So, in this way, disciplined, and greedy, and all these are the requirements for us to quickly progress in bhakti, quickly advance. Any questions? You have a question?
I'm still processing. Question might come after.
Okay.
Ik heb een vraag. Hij had gezegd over die machine dingen die gedaan.
Ja.
Maar altijd die mensen die Radha Krishna altijd hebben gedaan, dan zingen ze altijd machine dingen.
Ja, maar ik wil uitleggen. My father is asking that there are some like sanghas and like within ISKCON, they're chanting like Nrsimha mantra as well, right at the end, you know.
At the end after
So,
the arti.
After they say like they sing like Nrsimha Dev, you know. So how is this? But usually this is not really in so much in Gaudiya Math, right? This is more in ISKCON, right? Actually, in Gaudiya Math, I didn't see so much doing Nrsimha Pranam. Some may sing. Sometimes. Eigenlijk in onze Gaudiya Math is het eigenlijk niet echt. Wordt het gedaan? Wordt eigenlijk in ISKCON gedaan.
Do it every time.
Yes.
I go there after arti, Krishna, then they singing
Yes.
Nrsimha.
So what is like? But like you mentioned, when you do like everything like your prayers to Shri Radha Krishna, then you might not too much. You say you might do it like separately and somewhere else. Maharaj heeft ook uitgelegd dat je kan het wel doen, maar in principe is onze gemoedgesteldheid altijd met Shri Radha en Krishna, snap je? En als iemand dat toch aangetrokken voelt, dan kan je apart gaan, dan kan je ergens anders gaan. En dan kan je toch Nrsimha Pranam kan je reciteren, snap je?
Maar niet daar waar die arti was geweest.
Nee,
dus ergens anders een andere.
Ja, maar in principe in onze Gaudiya Vaishnava wordt
Nee.
But actually something very nice, you know, in Navadip Dham Parikram, when Keshaji Gaudiya Math was built in Kolandangalan, Kolatip, is right, it was not built yet, you know, they just had like the bamboo sticks and the construction was going on, you know. I think I was there in Navadip Dham 2005, 2006, I was a long time ago. So Gurudev was there, but then one day one big storm came. So everything crushed, you know. I was there as well, like even like one devotee lady, she died also, you know. So I'm not sure if you were, but that was like even before, Oh yeah. So the next day, it was very beautiful weather, and Gurudev, he started chanting Nrsimha mantra in front of everyone. Like, everyone had to recite with him. I was there as well, like in the front, and I had to recite together with Gurudev. Sri Nrsimha Jai, Nrsimha Jai, Jai Nrsimha Yo, calling out Nrsimha's name. So how can we actually reconcile this from Gurudev's point of view? How he is actually invoking Nrsimha's name. So some
I cannot answer on his behalf.
No, of course,
But that's what I'm saying. It looks like many times they do because of the public, the faith of the public.
Oh, right. Yeah. Like to encourage them.
Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj, he refused to wear Nrsimha Kavacha or to sing for Nrsimha Dev regularly.
Yeah.
Was Srila Bhakti Srirup Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj, actually the guru of Sridhar Maharaj, who once told him, he made for him one Nrsimha Kavacha, and he told him, you should wear this because you are doing so much, you know, like dangerous service, going to court cases and many things like that, you know, disputes. So for your protection, you should wear this Nrsimha Kavacha. And Maharaj said, okay, but he took and he never wore that. He told that, see, if Krishna, he is Swayam Bhagavan, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Nrsimha Dev is just a part and parcel of him, far away from him. What Nrsimha Dev can do that Krishna cannot? Krishna is Sarva Shaktiman. He can do much more, and I am worshipping that. I am every day chanting Krishna mantra. Why do I need to chant again for Nrsimha Dev? Now try to understand this. Prahlada Maharaj never prayed to Nrsimha Dev. He prayed to whom? To Krishna. Krishna appeared as Nrsimha Dev. Yeah, Krishna appeared as Nrsimha Dev, but Prahlada Maharaj never even expected that Nrsimha Dev would come. Because his Ishtadev is Krishna. He was worshipping Krishna. So if we are worshipping Krishna, he will come in the shape of Nrsimha Dev. So we don't need to pray separately for Nrsimha Dev if we are praying to Krishna. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsalya. He is protector and affectionate towards his devotees. That very form comes as Nrsimha Dev. So in that case, we can reconcile. So, but in general, devotees, in general public, they not have that much faith. So they need this external relationship with that form of the Lord, who is ferocious, who is fearsome, who can make all the enemies afraid. And people even put on top of the door a picture of Nrsimhadev, to keep away, enemies, ghosts, etc., demons.
In my house I have.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody complains.
No, but you have Jagannath, right? I put Jagannath as the, yeah?
Is Jagannath.
Jagannath. It's not Jagannath Nrsimhadev. Maybe before he used that, but then I changed it to Jagannath.
Oh, he's saying before you had Nrsimhadev, then he changed for Jagannath.
Also, Maharaj, at the end of...
But no problem, this is good. We can put,
Yeah, right? Especially for faith. So Gurudev might have said that to encourage the faith of the devotees, so to say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And more ferocious than Krishna and Nrsimhadev together is Srimati Radhika. Yes, she is the Shakti. This Ugra Shakti that Nrsimhadeva has. The Shakti is coming from Radha. So all the qualities they are having, this is Shakti. So Radha can protect even much more, much higher, much faster, much better than Krishna. But she will not come, she will send Krishna. Go and help that devotee. Because all the qualities of Krishna is coming from Shakti. Mercifulness, compassion, these are all potencies. Kripa Shakti, Karuna Shakti, even Icha Shakti, even the desire of Krishna is coming from Radha Shakti. Without Radha, Krishna is like Nirvishesha Brahma. He is impersonal Brahma without Radha. So like that. But even faster than Radha to help is Gurudev. If you call out for Gurudev at any moment, much faster than Krishna and Nrsimhadev, Gurudev is like beside us to help us all the time. So you might call for Nrsimhadev, but you can call for Gurudev. Yeah. And he is there to save you. Okay? Gaur Pramanande, Vancha Kalpatarvasya Pasi Vevacha, Vatana Bhavanibhyo. So tomorrow we will discuss more points in the presentation about Ara